Sure, watching or reading something gruesome makes your heart race right then and there. In Squid Game, we all shielded our eyes. However, you can generally rest easy knowing that what you saw was fiction that was created specifically to frighten you. You have every right to get a little afraid of the dark when reality becomes eerier than anything Stephen King could conjure up. Occasionally, a horrific disappearance, demonic possession, or devil worship story will emerge in the neighborhood paper rather than a pulpy old book. The spookiest true stories have been compiled below. Here are 11 things that we can't stop thinking about in honor of Halloween. The Axe Murder House. For both ghost seekers and fans of horror, the Villisca Axe Murder House in Villisca, Iowa is a well-known tourist destination. The location of a horrifying unsolved 1912 axe murder in which 6 children and 2 adults had their skulls entirely smashed by an unknown assailant was bought in 1994, restored to its 1912 condition, and turned into a tourist attraction. The old haunted house charges $428 per night for accommodations, and guests frequently describe weird paranormal occurrences there, such as seeing a man with an axe prowling the halls or hearing faint kid screams. But the haunting changed into something more sinister in November 2014. When the genuine horror occurred, Robert Stephen Lawson Jr., 37th of Rhinelander, Wisconsin, was with pals on a routinely scheduled paranormal encounter. Lawson was found by his friends with a self-inflicted stabbing wound to the chest. His friends dialed 911 and Lawson was taken to a neighboring hospital before being flown by helicopter to Creighton University Medical Center in Omaha. The self-inflicted wound was sustained by Lawson at approximately 12:45 a.m., which is roughly when the 1912 axe murders in the home started, according to the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. Lawson recovered from his wounds but has never spoken what happened that day in public. The occurrence offended the home's owner, Martha Lynn, a great deal. Although it is publicity, it is not the kind of publicity you ideally want. I don't want visitors to the Villisca Axe Murder House to believe that something will occur that will force them to act in such a way. Today, visitors can still come and stay the night at the residence. The Haunted Doll. It's possible that the eerie, old-fashioned porcelain dolls with a Victorian appearance come to mind when you think of haunting dolls. None of those are likely lying around your house. But be careful around any children's toys. That Disney's Frozen Elsa doll that was given away for Christmas 2013 in the Houston region made headlines earlier this year when it appeared to become paranormal. KPRC2 Houston News reports. When a button on its necklace was pressed, the doll sang "Let It Go" and quoted quotes from the film Frozen. It did that in English for 2 years, according to Mother Emily Madoni. That began doing it in 2015, switching between Spanish and English. These were altered at random, there was no way to change them. The doll has been a member of the family for over 6 years, and the batteries have never been changed. The mother claims that even with the doll switch off, the doll would suddenly start speaking and singing. In December 2019, the family came to the decision to discard the unsettling doll. They discovered it inside a bench in their living room many weeks later. According to Madonia, the kids insisted they didn't put it there, and I believed them because they wouldn't have combed through the trash outdoors. Elsa stopped singing "Let It Go" in English at that moment and only responded in Spanish when prodded. The art doll was then double-bagged and put at the bottom of the family's rubbish, which was picked up on garbage day. Soon later, they left for a trip, but when they came back, Elsa had also returned and was waiting in their backyard. This time, the family sent Elsa to a Minnesotan family friend who fastened the possessed doll to the front bumper of his truck after receiving it in the mail. According to Madonia's most recent update on the eerie doll on Facebook in February, it doesn't appear to have returned to Houston yet. A deadly exorcism. Kennedy Ive, 26, of North London, started acting strangely and aggressively in August 2016 after experiencing a throat discomfort. Before his family restrained him to a bed using wire ties and extreme force, he allegedly bit his father, threatened to chop off his own penis, and spoke of having a python or snake inside of him. As the BBC reported, the family then set about attempting to cure Kennedy through restraint and prayer over the next 3 days, the court was told. His brother Colin Ive told police. It's clear that thing was in him, what we believed was a demon because it was not natural. It was clearly trying to kill him, he said. We had to restrain him for himself. It was clear if we didn't restrain him, he could have tried to harm people in our family. Kennedy Ife's brother called emergency services and explained that Kennedy Ife was complaining of dehydration after being confined to his bed for 3 days without receiving medical assistance. At 10:17 a.m., he appeared to have breathing problems and was pronounced dead. As the Independent reported, while police were at the house, Colin Ife allegedly carried out an attempted resurrection by chanting and praying for Mr. Ife. All 7 of Kennedy Ife's relatives were charged with manslaughter, false imprisonment, and causing or permitting an adult who was weak to die. Kennedy Ife's body had over 60 wounds, including what seemed to be a bite, according to a post-mortem study. His father, Kenneth Ife, and 4 of his brothers also had wounds. The BBC reported. Kenneth Ife told jurors he ordered his sons to take shifts and use overwhelming force, but denied that an association with cults, occults and secret societies played any part in the death. After a 4-day jury deliberation, all 7 family members were cleared of charges on March 14, 2019.